A portal is a way of looking at reality as it is filtered through some kind of device. At least that's what Setting Up Your Shots, written by Jeremy Vineyard, says. Portals are common in film. Science fiction depicts them as fantastic means of transportation between one world and another. There's the modern marvel of television, seeing life elsewhere without needing to be there. There are even metaphoric portals, separating two worlds or two realities. In this video, we examine how John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness uses portals. While the use of them is not uncommon in film, In the Mouth of Madness takes advantage of showing its many varieties. In the Mouth of Madness was released in 1994, directed by John Carpenter and written by Michael DeLuca. The most common example of portals found in TV and film is the television, computer monitor, or display. While unremarkable and not the most flamboyant, it's a very convenient method to see the world as it is outside the direct vision of the protagonist. First seen after the axe through the window moment, Trent watches local news and learns about the riots in bookstores, unable to keep up with the demand for advanced copies of Sutter Kane's latest masterpiece. We begin to see the downfall of society. If it didn't start with treachery and deceit, it will with impatience with a new religion, if you believe the local news. The television reappears, but mostly in background as the riots continue. They're not letting up as Trent blames mass hysteria. Those with sharp ears will pick up on the broadcast audio when Trent walks through the bookstore. The mass hysteria grows to other cities like Boston as the crazies, the awkward, make their stand in Kane's world. While portals are thought of as a visual effect, audio cues accomplish the same result, telling a story happening elsewhere. We will hear at least two more audio portals when Trent returns to the bookstore when Kane's book is released during the growing pandemic, and once again when he escapes the asylum, and we hear how the world is affected by the spreading calamity on both coasts of the United States and moving inward. The science fiction example of portals is not forgotten in The Mouth of Madness. Sutter Kane, inside his church, makes references to a door that appears living and breathing, but the portal turns out to be himself, and he tears himself a new one. The portal is preordained as written by Kane. Trent looks into the void, a passage to the other world, where terrible creatures crawl out, the Ancient Ones, who will bring the end of days. There may be another, sort of unseen portal to the hamlet of Hobbs End, including the gateway that prevents Trent from leaving. It's purposely mysterious, maybe imaginary or created on the spot by some supernatural being, but it's implied when Linda Stiles drives through or over it into Hobbs End. Finally, there are the metaphoric portals. For example, when John Trent looks out through the window from his padded cell, he is in his reality looking out into another, from the world of the insane into the normies, or was it vice versa? The window into the normal world, where Dr. Wren and Saperstein wander, makes its importance a second time. It literally separates where Trent is safe and where his fellow inmates and staff are not. His reality may be different than what's happening in the halls. The glass that separated Trent and Robinson from the outside street could be described similarly. They have their reality, enjoying a meal, calmly talking business, where the outside realm is conjured and written by Sutter Kane, complete with advertisement. Kane's reality crashes through into Trent's, in more ways than one. There is another metaphoric portal that bridges two different ideas of reality and uses religion as an example. We see this where Trent, giving a confession, speaks through a latticed opening with Sutter Kane, who presumes the role of God. Religion is poked at as one of the film's many themes. Does the confessional and the window between Trent and Kane, a portal between what is left of the prior reality and Kane's new one? Or does it hit more close to home, a portal between man and God? Before we get to the final portal, like, share, or subscribe if you enjoy this content and like to see more like this one. The final entry might very well be an example of a portal, a window from one place in time to another. That's when John Trent sits down with a bucket of popcorn and sees his past played out in a movie. It's a portal that's very deep and troubling. At first watch, you may think it's simply flashbacks, things we saw in the story repeated for his benefit. However, if we take Sutter Kane at his word, there was never a John Trent until Kane created him, written in his book. Trent is looking through a portal, one that he had already stepped through. See, it was John Trent who comes from another dimension, another world, and walked into ours. Let me know in the comments below, what did you find fascinating about the film's use of portals? This is Mr. G of Synergy saying, don't like seeing where our world is going? Turn off the television. Check out other videos on the channel. Thanks for watching.